Yeah, suspension definitely prefers getting a little bit of speed up. God, it's just nice to be out riding the bikes on a day like today. Okay, we are getting absolutely soaked now. About that. That's the trail. What a mint road. So if you don't see my videos before, then I've owned the Rally for well over a year now, actually probably getting on towards a year and a half, and I've put quite a few thousand kilometers on the clock now. And I picked up the CF Moto 450MT about a month and a half ago, and I've put 554 kilometers on the clock. It's had its first oil change, but I haven't been out on it for a couple of weeks. So getting back on the bike, the engine for me is one of the stars of the show with the CF Moto. It's got an absolutely lovely sound to it, but also it's got really nice low down and mid range torque, and on the road it just feels plenty torquey enough to get around all the traffic here. And I'm just revving it a little bit to see how far behind Dreb gets on the 300 Rally behind me. So it's got 44 horsepower, 40 newton meters of torque, and in comparison to the Rally with only around about 27 horsepower, similar figures for torque. Obviously, this being a twin, it feels quite a bit smoother than the Rally. The Rally is smooth for a single, because the Rally is a single cylinder. The CF Moto feels quite a bit smoother. It doesn't feel hugely more powerful, but it definitely does feel a little bit more powerful. It's got a little bit more pull. It wants to get up and go a little bit more, whereas the Rally wants to sort of tractor along. But we'll ride out this way. We're heading north into roads that I haven't been on before, so this is all new to us. So it'll be interesting to see, because I'm quite confident with the Rally handling things that I've never seen before in different tracks and trails. So we'll see how the CF Moto makes me feel as well. But yeah, it sounds nice. The engine undoubtedly is a stronger performer than the Rally. Certainly on roads like this, it just feels more ready to get up and go and overtake like cars and stuff like that. The Rally's no slouch though, to be honest, considering the power figures and the capacity of the engine. This doesn't feel like a whole different world, I'll be honest. It's not like suddenly jumping on my V-Strom 800, which is a different game altogether. This still feels like a small capacity bike. It just feels a little bit peppier than the Rally, a bit smoother. Sounds obviously quite a bit nicer. One thing I notice is the gearbox on the Rally is definitely smoother, but really that only is for first and second gear on the CF Moto, which are just a little bit clunky in first and second, just a tiny bit, but they're still breaking in, so that could change. All the other gears are perfect. I don't get any false neutrals, anything like that, so it's a decent gearbox. The clutch pull on the Rally is exceptionally light, but to be honest, the clutch pull on this 450MT is also very, very light indeed. In fact, it's, you know, I wouldn't notice a huge amount of difference between the two. The 450MT feels like a physically more imposing bike. It's got a substantially bigger tank, a much wider tank. You've got more up front of you, so it's a bigger distance between you and the screen, and so it feels much more like an adventure bike than the Rally, which is technically a dual sport, which is sort of pimped up a little bit to cross over into that adventure bike territory, whereas this is undoubtedly an adventure bike. I think where this picks up the pace on the Rally for me is once you get up to 70-80 kilometers an hour, this one keeps going, keeps revving out, and you're up to sort of 80, 90, 100, a little bit quicker than the Rally. I think they're happy places happy speed is in about the same area of 80 to 110. This one will just keep accelerating a little bit quicker than the Rally once you get a little bit higher in the RPMs. I've got to talk about it in this video. I wasn't particularly going to, but the road manners of this are a step up from the Rally. Now, the Rally's got knobby tyres on. This one hasn't. It's got these CST Chinese brand sort of adventure tyres. So this one feels more confidence inspiring on the road. You just feel like you can tip this one in a little bit quicker, a little bit more aggressively, and a little bit farther than the Rally. In terms of the seat, there's no real comparison. Oh, Dreb's wanting to overtake. We'll go catch him up. Well, we'll watch Dreb for a bit out there on the Rally. We'll get nice and close to him. Both of these bikes, by the way, are just incredible for here. For here in the Philippines, where you're doing a mix of road and rough road and tracks and trails. And in terms of weight on the road, I really don't feel the CF Moto 450MT's weight in comparison to the Rally. It's got a very low center of gravity, and with this low seat, it doesn't feel its weight at all. This low seat is particularly, I think, see, that's a bad overtake there, Dreb. I'll tell you off for that one. You don't overtake there, you overtake here. For a 190-ish kilo bike, it feels really light when you're on the road. It doesn't feel its weight at all. Moving it around in the garage still doesn't feel its weight. It doesn't feel a particularly heavy bike. And in comparison to the Rally, it doesn't really feel much heavier than it. Okay, so we're getting onto what I'd call a rough road here now. Suspension is firm, definitely, but I have made some adjustments to it that have just made it a little bit better. Now, what we want here is ABS off. One thing I've noticed is that I do hit the full beam, which I don't like. Oh, okay. We're back on the roads again for a minute, and then I think we should be hitting another trail in about 6 kilometers. So, coming on the CF Moto, it's fine. The suspension is definitely set up to ride it a little bit faster than the Rally, so it's definitely firmer than the Rally. It just wants to go over it all a little bit faster. We got chickens, which I bloody hate. Like that. Yeah, that's okay there. Huh? Yeah, it's okay if you go straight where I am. No problem. I just wanted to check that wasn't a massive ditch there, because it was water was running through it quite deep in the middle. Oh, that's bumpy road. Well, watch out, birdie. Wow, I never knew this would be here. Yeah, suspension definitely prefers getting a little bit of speed up. Hey! Good morning. Well, this is a nice little route. Look at this, we just got a lamppost in the middle of the road. Riding the CF Moto on those rough roads, they're pretty bumpy. It prefers to go a little bit quicker for sure, but it handles it all pretty well. But if you like a nice cushy ride, the CRF is definitely more plush. This just the quick hits, you feel them more. You definitely feel them quite a bit more than the CRF, but it takes it fine. Wow, look at this place. Wow, the soil's sandy here. Okay, we're going up this track. Got no idea what's up there, but we're going up there. Okay, that's a nice steep downhill. Hi. Well, there's some serious ruts down here, that's for sure. I think I'll just ride this one. Hey, Dong. Let's go this way. That'd be interesting in the rain. You good? Well, this is definitely a track. I don't know where it goes. It's quite nice though. That's alright as well. This is awesome. What a view. What a mint road. Could be getting fucking steep now. I think we'll just go. Meow. This is an awesome track. Ah, we're good. Just the ruts are a bugger on this, but apart from that, it's pretty awesome. I'm loving this. Balance a tightrope. Off-road mode. Loves it, the little 450MT. It's very good on the road, but it's fine off-road as well for this kind of stuff. So my thoughts after doing the tracks and trails is that the 450MT feels pretty light, pretty capable, considering that it's 190 kilos. But if that was most of what I was doing, so if I was doing what we've just done the majority of the time, or even a lot of the time, then I still think the rally is better for that kind of stuff. It's just, it does feel lighter, it feels narrower, so it feels like, you know, when you're on those ledges that I was on and you've got ruts either side, having that slightly narrower tyre, having the knobby tyres as well, which admittedly you can change, and just the weight and the suspension of it just make that kind of stuff a little bit easier on the rally. But I gotta be honest, the CF Moto can handle it really well too. It just depends how confident you are with your off-roading skills. So for me, at my level, it is easier on the rally. Let's just put it that way. It's not hard on the CF Moto, so it's not hard on this 450MT, but it just makes everything just a little bit more difficult just because of the weight. The power difference for me doesn't really matter that much. But what is gonna probably feel pretty different is the ride back now. So the ride back now with me on this smooth twin 450cc, and the seat is so plush. I could do all that stuff that I was doing on the rally. I could do it on the 450MT, but it's easier to do it on the rally. But I think this is where, let's say this is 70-30 in favour of on-road. The rally is 70-30 in favour of off-road, I'd say. So I think you just got to choose what you ride more of. If you ride more off-road, definitely I think the rally is still the better choice. If you like to explore a lot of tracks like that, I'd say the rally is more confidence inspiring, and also because it's lighter, it just makes you think, wow, that's fine, you know, if I drop it, I drop it. Whereas this one, I think you're going to start to feel that weight when you're picking it up. I think they're different enough that you can easily justify having both. I can anyway. Both of these bikes are freaking awesome for the price. So I'll quickly talk about the price. In different countries it's going to vary, I know that. All I can talk about is where I am and where I bought them. The rally is 310,000 pesos over here, and the CF Moto is 328,000 plus some LTO licensing registration fees and stuff like that. So they're priced pretty similarly. There's about $500 US between them, and you do get a lot of bike for your money when you're looking at this CF Moto. Just the fact that you've got ABS, traction control, off-road mode, USB already in the bike, although I know the new 2025 Rally has a USB socket. This one has two though, USB-C and USB-A. You've also got adjustable screen on this, you've got adjustable levers, and of course you've got adjustable suspension. Now again, I know the new Rally's got an upgrade to the suspension, but it's not adjustable still. There is so many tracks around here. I can see one off down there, and a real walking track. Jesus, that's a proper single track over there. For me, at the moment, I can see a place for both of them, if I'm honest. I really think for me the rally is when you're looking to explore tracks and trails, but you know you're gonna have to do some road riding in between. And the CF Moto is for exploring and touring when you know you're going to have to do some tracks and trails in between, do you know what I mean? Or you're going to do light gravel roads, light dirt roads, stuff like I've just been doing today. So this was just a nice little run out today with the CF Moto 450MT alongside the CRF Rally. I think they're two bikes that both do the same job but in slightly different ways. I really like both bikes. And just listen to this engine. Yeah! Motocross jersey was the wrong choice. So I'm actually going to do a detailed comparison over the coming months between these two bikes, the CF Moto 450MT and the CRF 300L Rally. So stay tuned for that. I'd really appreciate it if you do like and subscribe, and stay tuned for those videos. Oh, everything's getting soaked now. Let's see if his jacket's waterproof. Jandrev told me that his jacket's waterproof. He's finding out now, isn't he? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.